Hi there. Welcome to this episode of Love Healing, the podcast. I am elated that this show has a super special guest. And I know I say that about them all, but this one is also my blood. Hint, hint. So today we're going to talk about several things. In this episode, we're going to talk about several things. I don't even know really what this is going to be titled because we're going to get into some hair care. We're going to talk about skin care. We're even going to talk about jewelry just a bit. And how does all of that work into healing and facilitating a healthy lifestyle? Well, I guess we'll see. So let's start with hair care. And did you know that genetic predispositions may cause harmful effects, but healthy living may prevent adverse conditions like alopecia? Okay, I am not interested in losing my hair. I don't know about you, but if you just have a healthy lifestyle, maybe that can be prevented. Maybe there's some products that you might need to use. There's something called the Holy Grail. Don't worry, we'll get into it. Taking care of your hair is as important as any other part of your body. While you tend to cover other body parts, your hair is subjected to a lot of pollution, dirt, and chemicals. Well, I would say that's obvious, but what if you are a natural girl and you wear protective styles like braids underneath the wigs or something like that? Then we have to do a little bit more hair care, a little bit more of a regimen to make sure that our hair is healthy, that our scalp is strong, and that we can continue to grow and flourish and thrive, because your hair is kind of your glory, or at least that's what my grandmother used to say. Let's talk about skincare. I know I'm kind of going fast, but it's because I can't wait to get into this discussion. So let's talk about skincare just a little bit. Are there products that you can use for your space and your face? Yes, there are. And our guest today has just those things. She is an esthetician and she has been a hairstylist. But the difference with her is it's holistic products. They are scientifically based and, concocted to give you the best possible outcome of your skin. Whether you have oily skin, combination skin, or dry skin. I can say I was a two-step skincare process person until now. So we can talk about all the things and why skin, is so important to take care of, but above many things, that's the first thing that people see. So that is how you literally present yourself to the world, especially with your face. Now, is that everything? Absolutely not. As we've talked about on every single episode so far, healing, right, and true healthiness, true happiness all starts from within, and then it can radiate outwardly. But if you're putting things on your face and on your hair that's going to damage them or, cause dryness or itchiness or whatever, then that wholesome feeling you have inside that you want to radiate outside is going to be a little bit distorted. Moving on. Let's talk about waist beads. This is going to be quick because I'm telling you, I know absolutely nothing about waist beads except for what our guest is going to talk about. I tend to deal with gemstones and beads that are round and smooth and bigger. These waist beads that I've seen, they've got super teeny tiny small beads that you don't want even a baby to get a hold of. So what are waist beads? Waist beads have been a part of African culture since the 15th century. They are worn as, I paused there because I think it's longer, but we'll go with it. They are worn as a symbolic expression for womanhood, femininity, fertility, spirituality, protection, seduction, confidence, sexuality, intimacy, status, wealth, celebration, and so much more. Well, I don't know, what else is there? While some waist beads have energy crystals, the main healing through women embracing and celebrating themselves, no matter what the size, is the point. Healing starts with self-love. There are so many traditions and reasons waist beads are worn. So here's some of the most common ones that I found. Adornment, right? Just to have something pretty around your waist, around your midsection that honors your sexuality, helps to make women feel beautiful and have a positive image about themselves and even acceptance. No matter if you have a mom pooch or a couple extra love handles, just, something extra for them to love, right? For you to love, because it all starts with you. Another reason is intimacy. They can be worn to provoke desire. Sometimes wives would often lure their husbands with the rattle of beads. Oh my. So that's interesting. Next is weight management. So the practice of wearing several waist beads over time will help to keep the waist small and accentuate the hips. You can tell if the beads start to get tight. Well, the beads didn't grow, but maybe you did. And then if they get really loose, then you can say, all these push-ups I've been doing, they're really paying off. My core is getting tight and I'm getting right. Another purpose would be celebratory purposes. So throughout several countries in Africa, waist beads have been used to adorn girls in celebration of how they have matured. Traditionally, mothers adorned their daughters with waist beads during their first menstruation as a rite of passage into womanhood. Waist beads tell the story of our womb. They remind us that our curves and everything within our belly is what makes us women. So that's amazing. And I can't tell you how excited I am to get my waist beads, because I know that there's many reasons, especially now that I've done some research, but I think for me, it's going to be a symbol of resilience and even acceptance. And then there's one that I want to get that is just going to help me have some more confidence with speaking and being able to have my voice heard. That's part of that self-love. So we're on this healing journey together, just in case you forgot. So who's our guest? I keep saying our guest. Well, our guest is Bella Bar 365 owner, Nichole Hines. She was a cosmetologist for 24 years. She is an esthetician. She's like a biologist. She does Brazilian waxes. She has taken care of everyone's hair, even taught me how to do hair. It was not my jam, but I picked up some helpful tools that I still carry. And her outlook on things is very unique. She is a person that's full of passion, full of animation. She's got 2 beautiful daughters, my nieces, I love them so, and a husband that looks like he's never aged. From the day I met him when I was a little kid until now, looks the freaking same. And I would dare to say that that's a part of their healthy lifestyle. He's very active in calisthenics, but enough about him. My sister, Nichole Hines, is a pioneer in her own right. She does DermaPlane treatments, microdermabrasions, pretty much anything you can think of. Every single one of her products, she actually has a hand in creating the chemistry for them, the breakdown, the makeup, the whatever. She says, this is what I want to do. She collaborates with a team of scientists at Sea Botanicals, and they get to creating and doing all the things that are natural. They're holistic aesthetics. So all the work that we're doing on the inside really can permeate outwardly, safely, right, and holistically. That is one of the things that I really admire about her. She's kind of got what we used to call the golden thumb. Everything that she sets out to do pretty much just takes off. So without further ado, let's talk to my sister, Nichole Hines. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, baby.
So this is my sister, Nichole. Baskett-Hines?
Yeah.
Hines?
Nichole Hines.
Okay.
Baskett-Hines, it didn't matter.
So I've already said a bunch of really amazing things about you.
Oh gosh.
And I still know that I haven't said everything because she's so multifaceted. So we always start the show with, who is Nichole Hines? What is your healing journey?
Ooh. Well, when you say who is Nichole Hines, the first thing I think is I'm a wife and mother. Honestly, that's the first thing that came to my mind. That's what I identify with the most. And then beyond that, what is my healing journey? Oh gosh. I would have to say, I'm just going to say what's coming to my mind.
Yes.
My healing journey is always staying grounded and finding new ways in an open mind and spirit to be comfortable in my skin. And on that journey, while I'm doing that and have those aha moments, to share those tools and those things, for lack of a better term, with other people, like whatever it may be. I'm like, you might want to try this. This might work for you, to help you feel comfortable in this human experience that we're always having. That it feels like we're always grasping to have the answers to everything, and there's not always an answer. Like, we have to accept sometimes that we're not going to have an answer to every single thing. So being able to live in that space, to be comfortable in that. So that's it.
Obviously, we're sisters, because that is the whole reason that this show exists. And all of the things that we've tried separately, together, it's kind of been like a parallel existence. And sometimes she's doing things that I don't know, and then I'm doing something and she doesn't know, and then we'll see it and we'll be like, hey, I'm doing that right now too. Yoga, from yoga teaching to beads,
Yes.
to, I don't know, medicine almost, I would say.
Just being healers, period. Like, it's like in our blood.
Yes, I know.
You know, isn't it something? But that's what we come from. So,
Okay. There's a story about us and how we have angel numbers in our, so we've all seen my sister from the first episode. This is the missing link.
I'm the oldest.
But our angel numbers are in our birthdays.
Yes.
To the year? No, just the month and the days.
The month and the days. Do you want to explain to them how?
No, I like how you do it.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Tiffany is January 11th. I'm April 11th. And then Adrian is May 22nd. So 1 January plus 4 April equals 5, which is Adrian. And then 11 plus 11, us two, equals 22, which is Adrian. It's a magical, it is, it's a magical thing. It's one of those things that we will never have the answer to. I know that it means something, but you know, like even when talking to people who know numbers, they can't explain to me exactly why that is. We know it's something phenomenal, you know, and it really does mean something, but who knows, other than us getting to be in awe of it, what else there is. Well, I could say our connection, you know, we are sisters, and it's definitely like a God wink, or like a true like confirmation of who we are to each other. It's very powerful.
I agree. When I was little, they would say, you're just like Nikki. And sometimes that was a good thing, because she's so smiley and happy and never meets a stranger. And then sometimes it was meant as like, you're the rebel. Because I don't think that either one of us took the traditional route. But we still ended up where they wanted us to end up, like in the sense of being successful or kind of focused and driven in our own way, which I think is cool.
Yeah. I mean, like ending up very grounded on our, like when from the outside, our family at least looking at us like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like, is she gonna be okay? And it's like, no, we knew, didn't always know, but we knew as we matriculated along through our lives to end up right where we are in this present time, very comfortable in who we are. Like it took everything that we were going through to get here, and being like super, super grounded and comfortable and aware, you know? I don't want to use necessarily woke, but like know, like,
Yeah.
hey, it's good. You know, we're not uncomfortable in who we are.
True. That took me a minute.
Took me a minute too.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, that's the whole journey of it, but that's the gift in it, you know. And I know there are so many people older than me that still don't have that still have not got on that right path to being comfortable in who they are. So it really is a gift to be able to have it happen.
I love that.
I'm grateful.
So let's talk about, I don't even really know where to start, but I think we're going to start with hair. We'll start with hair because even when you were a hairstylist, you kind of had this, it was like you were everybody's psychologist.
Yeah.
But they would come in for the transformation physically. And I think that from most of the clients, because I used to be able to go to Missouri in the summer, and I got to work in her salon one summer, and I was like, get me out of here. How are you with all these people all day long? But she just kind of, it's like water off a duck's back. Someone comes in, doesn't matter what they say, when they come out, they look better physically, but also there was like a lighter feeling, they felt better. So can you talk about from hair to even skincare and now beads? What do you think it is about you that people feel so comfortable kind of like giving their whole life story?
So it was, let's see, I have two daughters, Kyler and Corey. Corey is 23. When Corey was about 2, I went on a women's retreat with my mom. And it was a weekend with no internet, or, you know, it was like just cut off from the world. And we were at this like place where we stayed in a cabin, and we did breakouts and what have you. And at one point I went and sat under a tree and just to meditate and be alone. And what came to me, you know, some people say God spoke to me or whatever, however you want to, it's just a knowing that came over me that I was to have a ministry. And I rose from that tree like, wait, I'm supposed to be a pastor or a preacher or what? I'm supposed to like stand in a podium in a church? That doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem right. But I took that message because I was taking it so literally, and I shared it with my mother and one of my good best friends, Flo. I shared it with them, and both of them individually were like, you're supposed to stay on the path that you're on, like doing what we talked about at the beginning of this segment, helping other people. You are doing your ministry. You just got confirmation that you were on the right path in what you were doing. So, and again, that was over 20 years ago. And so from that time, I have remembered those two women who I love and respect, who thank God were in a place to be able to not be like, I don't know what that means. Good luck, but to be able to pass back to me what it really meant. And so in everything I've done, from hairstyling to aesthetics and waxing and making waist beads, which is a total humbling honor to do that for women, to make them, as well as when they say, I want you to time for me. You know, even when they purchase from me and I send them to them, and then they're like, but I want you to do them, and then they make an appointment. So they still end up coming to me to have them tied, like the people who are not my clients buying them in the studio. And so it's just, how can I say? It's just constantly remembering that it's a ministry, I guess, you know, and not in a traditional sense, like I thought literally like preaching. It's in a different way. And always remembering to, you know, that whole, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and learning how to really listen to people and let them get out everything they need to say, and then try to help them as much as I can.
Which is not always utilized. You know, there's what is that saying? Listen to hear, not to respond.
Yeah.
And that's not something that most people can do. They're always hearing just enough, then they want to respond right away. Rebut all the things. So I can see how that would be where people would say, I feel comfortable. This is my problem. Can you help me? And most of the time, not only do you help people, from what I've seen, but they walk away with a different perspective.
Yeah. But, you know, we're all given gifts, and either we choose to rebuff them or rebuke them, whatever they are, what is everybody going to think if I go do what I think I'm probably supposed to be doing, or we embrace them. And the more I got into being able to say out loud, I'm a healer, and I know things and I see things and I feel things, the more I was able to say that out loud instead of just trying to keep it as a secret or keep it on the low, like what are people going to think of me, or are they going to think I'm weird by being that? The more comfortable I've gotten in that space, the even better I've been at being able to heal other people and help other people, and allowing, the way I always explain it when I was getting my yoga certification, the way I explained it was like messages. Like one time it was a workshop where we were explaining, some of us were sharing how we get messages or how we know what's what, just basically, and helping other people and healing people. And I explained how for me, it comes down into my crown. I know that it comes down, it literally comes down this way. Like I can see it and feel it. It comes down this way into me, and then I process it, sort of, not much. I don't try to like filter it, but bring it out this way, and then deliver the message straight out of me, because it's not really me. It's coming from somewhere else. And also, since I see colors, I don't literally tell somebody sometimes I see colors around you, or if I close my eyes and the colors are there, I don't do that. And I don't even try to say blue means this, that, or the other, because I've also learned, depending upon who is seeing those colors, we can interpret them differently. Like a blue can really mean something different to somebody else. But when that happens to me, I just try to sit with it, and again, just disseminate whatever it is I think is supposed to be for that person. And some stuff I hold back too. There's a knowing in that too. Like if all of a sudden it's like, should I say this? That means probably shouldn't say it. Don't say it. Don't give them that. And that's just how I rock.
And it could come up later when they're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's channeling.
Yeah. In a very informal way. It's not like I have a certification or anything like that. It's just being comfortable in who I am, and the more open I am to it, the more it's like a turning a valve, you know.
Oh, that makes
and
sense.
The more open and relaxed I get with it, the more open that hose or that valve becomes, and more of that type of energy is able to flow through, and I'm able to utilize it for other people.
So anybody who saw the channeling, what is channeling episode, I talked about seeing colors. And here we go again with this week. I didn't know you could see colors. You didn't ever hear me say that.
No.
But I know as soon as you said that, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I have come to find out that is a light body or aura. And it could mean something, like I could see a blue that is a blue, but it doesn't mean sad or whatever popular meanings blue can have. It can mean many different things.
Yes.
And then, so however you process your message, whatever else comes in, if you're open to it, then you can deliver what it's supposed to be at that moment.
Absolutely. And sometimes, and again, you just have to go off of whether you think you should even say anything or not. So one time I was doing a one-on-one yoga session with a student, and we were at the end in Shavasana, sitting quietly across from each other. And I, was just going through breath with her, and we were almost to the end of it. And all of a sudden, and my eyes were closed, but I saw teal, and it just like filled in between she and I was like, I didn't know. And so when we were done and we opened our eyes and, and said our niceties, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm just going to tell you. I was like, this teal filled around us, and she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, she had gotten in an argument with her mother earlier that morning before she came to the yoga session. That was her mother's favorite color. And she was going to wear a teal shirt or something, and decided not to even wear that color because it was her mother's favorite color, which it was just coincidence that she was but it was like, I'm not wearing, that's mom's color. And so she didn't have that on and wasn't wearing that. And so I was picking up, obviously, that energy of that she brought into the yoga studio in that situation. I didn't have any advice for her. I didn't have anything other than it's here. So, and I don't know what she did with it, if she went and like hugged
Reached
and
out
kissed
to
on
her
her mom, or
yeah.
I don't know, but it was just a thing that was for her to figure out. I feel from that, all I could say was that color was all over the place. And so from there, she shared what she had to and did whatever she needed to do with it. That's all I was supposed to do.
Yes, it meant something to her.
Yeah, not to me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, skincare, aesthetics. So this is what I was talking about when I said kind of medicine. So whereas I work with the body in a physical manner, in an energetic manner, blah, blah, right? You make people look pretty on the outside, but the blend that you put together, no matter for dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, all these things, there's another component and another layer and another piece of research that you do. Can you talk to us about your holistic aesthetics?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, holistic aesthetics.
Okay.
So Bellabar Holistic Aesthetics, and the reason why I call it that is because we're not just skin or wax. It's like I'm helping a woman take care of all different parts of herself. That's why we have crystals and waist beads, and I have my Bellabar products, and I have the other organic products that I use and offer in the studio. So it's about helping a human that comes into, I have 2 locations, so that comes to either Kansas or Missouri location. It's about being able to have tools for her in all facets of her life. So skin is as to self-esteem, and for a woman in terms of making her be able to sit up taller and feel really good about herself, skin is as powerful and important as hair. So you know how we are about our hairstyles, and this is for all walks of life, black, white, green, and purple clients. It's like the hair has to be on point in whatever way you want it, but that skin, so a lot of them come to me, they start off the journey in corrective skincare, and I call it corrective skincare because I'm taking care of acne, a lot of hyperpigmentation, especially women of color. It's the hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
Most of the time when it's women of color, that's why because many of them don't seem to really want skincare. They don't understand the importance of it until they just can't stand to see what they're looking at in the mirror anymore, and then they'll seek me out.
What is hyperpigmentation?
Oh, it's uneven skin tone, or like where they get, and they've had a pimple or acne, or they're plucking and picking on their chin, and then they get like the marks on their face.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, and also like in women of color, they'll be darker on their forehead, darker around the mouth, maybe darker under the eyes, and they're like, and from all women, no matter what color, I think the most common thing I hear when I say, why are you here and how can I help you? I just want to be able to walk around with no makeup. I just want to be able to show what I hear is, I just want to be able to show the world who I really am. And not that there's anything wrong with makeup when she chooses and wants to, but when she feels like she has to wear it because she's got to hide something about herself. It's like saying, I don't want to have to hide all the time. Sometimes I just want to be me. And man, just on Friday I had a client, and of course she was wearing her mask, and she was like, I wish you could see my face from the skincare regimen that I put her on. She was like, it's really working. She's like, I have not been, and she used to be a full face. She was like, you see me? I have not been wearing makeup. So she was way over there. I was like, just give me a flash real quick. So she, pulled her mask back so I could see and popped it back on. And, that just like makes my day to be able to see that happen for her. So yeah, that's what it's really about. And taking each client individually and putting together a regimen for her that's different from everybody else.
Oh yeah,
because everybody is so different, and picking up on, like, for someone who says, when I say, I see you didn't put down any products on your intake form, and I find out it's because they've been using Dove soap. And then I get started on their facial, and they've got blackheads all over the place. And I'm like, you thought this was acne, but these are blackheads that I've got to extract. For someone like that, I'm not going to give her 6 things to do. Although it's these 6 things I know I want her to do, she ain't going for that.
Yeah.
Because she's been using the soap that she's using on the rest of her body. So I know I got to keep it simple. And I say I'm going to keep it simple, like a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. And we're going to roll with this till I see you in a month. And if you're able to do this, and if this is working and you're able to do it morning and night, then we're going to add in a serum. Then we're gonna add in a second moisturizer. Like, you gotta take them slow because you don't wanna overwhelm people, and that's really important. But that's part of it. That's part of reading people and understanding where they are and what they can take on.
Okay, I know that to be true because when we had our consultation, I said, I'm using Cetaphil and Neutrogena, like just washing my face with that and moisturize. And you were like, you're my sister. How are you doing that?
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to like fall out. I was like, no. And it really does make a difference. People don't realize sometimes those comedogenic, meaning pore clogging products, really do clog your pores.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference when you get away from that stuff.
I did 2 different things though. I really want to. I like the second one that I got. Oh goodness.
Was it a moisturizer?
It's a Sia. It's Sia. I have a toner.
Oh yeah, probably the prickly pear. Does it smell really good?
It does.
Yeah.
And that feels really good. And the moisturizer that's it's thicker. You know, it's also Sia.
The prickly pear, is it in a jar?
No, I can pump it out.
Then that's the daily moisturizer. Yeah.
But it's not like when you put it on, it's not as...
You don't need much.
No. But it's not like super silky. You know how when you think of moisturizer, you think, oh, I can just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just like smooth.
You know why that
all
is?
That? No.
Because it doesn't have all the waxes and parabens and junk.
Okay.
So our expectation, we've been trained to have a certain texture of how things are supposed to be. But when you have products that are like that, in many cases, it means they're sitting on the surface. They're not actually going into your skin and doing anything healthy for the skin, like having fertilizer for soil. You want products to be able to have a molecular makeup smaller than the pores of your skin that can actually get in there and do something for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, instead of just sitting on the surface like Vaseline. I like to use hairstyling a lot. Well, because it's when you have a conditioner that has a lot of, like when you see a commercial, this is how I equate it to skin. When you have a commercial for hair and they try to get you to buy their product to cure or heal split ends, the only way to get rid of split ends is to cut them off. Period.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yes, but if you get this moisturizer with all these waxes and junk in it, yeah, you're gonna have a miracle happen for a period of time. You're gonna be like, oh, my split ends are gone. Well, because you just put a bunch of wax and gunk on your hair.
Oh, it's just really making it stick together.
Yes, stick together and look like, oh my gosh, look how much greater, look how much better my ends look. It's the same with products many times because they want you to have instant gratification with the waxes and parabens and gunk in it. You put it on you, oh my God, I got this glow. Oh, look at me, I'm looking good. I used it one time and look what it's done. It's sitting on the surface. It hasn't done anything, no benefits for your skin on the good side, other than smothering it and then starting to clog your pores, if anything, if it's able to get in there. And then you've got issues and you don't understand why.
Well, my skin is much better. I actually carry my it's the Sia eye cream.
Yes.
In my bag with me everywhere because I was starting to say, you see all these, this is the Louis Never Full bag that's underneath my eyes, but not as much anymore. And I think that is because of that.
Okay, well, can I speak to that?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever told you. I did Botox and filler twice about 3 years ago. And they said I would need it every 6 months. I went about 8 months from the first time to the second time. So, that's instant gratification.
Yeah.
So I go in, you stick your needle, numb me with the cream or whatever, and then I get the needle stuck in my face, I get the filler, I get the Botox, and I was doing it for the hereditary, I call them tear troughs. That would be really, really deep right here, right now, if I wasn't doing the work. And so it's one of those things, it's instant gratification, you walk out, they're gone, and you're like, yay! And then about 7-8 months later, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, crap. So I went back again. So about $1,800 in, it was time to do it again for the third time. And I was like, why am I being a hypocrite? Why don't I just use the eye repair on a regular basis and see what happens before I go spend some more money? So that's what I did. And so now that, that eye cream is only $16.
Okay.
So, and it goes, it lasts, you don't need a tiny little drop, it
lasting.
goes a long way. So now I just make sure, so I don't know if you know this, but when you use it, also you're still young right now, but women have to get the eye surgery for up here to lift their eyelids because this starts to come over, and they'll say, I can't even see anymore. That's why I have to go get my eyes done. Make sure that you take that eye serum and take it up underneath your eyebrows and all the way around. Just dab it all the way up and around the whole outside in, all the way around, because it's going to help make more collagen on the top too, so to prevent the top from sagging.
Okay.
Yeah, so not just down here.
Yeah, that was my focus.
I know,
as soon as I smile, it's like
bring it on up too. Yeah, and so it really does work. I can attest to it now, and I'm saving lots of money too, just by doing what I need to do.
Your skin is beautiful.
Thank you.
But also, so is your spirit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not saying that because you're my sister. Really, anybody, watching, listening, meeting you, I've never met anyone that literally can meet someone and smile and change their whole day.
Aww.
But you do that. You do that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
You even get through to Daniel, and he's not the easiest.
Shut up. He is to me.
Okay.
Maybe he just loves his Auntie Nikki.
Okay, now here we go. Beads.
Yes, beads.
And crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before you do yours, I actually have something for you.
Oh.
So, I would like to give you a gift.
Oh my gosh.
And if you're listening on the podcast app, she's got a True Align
I'm so excited.
necklace.
What?
So it's a mala. And we talked a couple of weeks ago
Oh my
about
God, this is
adding something
beautiful. Can you guys see that?
for the people.
Oh my God.
And in the moment that I was talking to you, I wasn't planning to do anything. But after we hung up, I sat there and I was in front of my beads. I was doing some other things, and I said, I'm gonna make something for my sister. And that's what came out.
Well, can I tell you, you know how we're connected, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys, this was not the outfit I was planning to wear with Tiffany today. In fact, I was just planning to wear all black. And I threw these yoga pants on at the last minute. Can you guys see this? Can you see my yoga pants and this necklace? It totally looks like, oh my gosh, it is the colors in my, it's the same colors in my pants. Hello. Thank you, this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna be weirded out by that because that's how it works. Oh my gosh, thank you. This is gorgeous. Okay, so we'll have to talk more about this at some point.
Yes.
The mala beads.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Separately. Because I didn't realize how healing crystals could be when I first started making jewelry. It was more so I needed something to do. I'm at home with my baby, I'm bored, or I have to do schoolwork, whatever, and I'm gonna make jewelry to just pass time. And then it turned out to be therapeutic.
Yes.
Like but doing something where you can put patterns together and colors and just be creative and do the things. And then you realize they mean something. And then you realize you can feel differently depending on what you're wearing, like what you need in the moment. And it was like layer. So when you started, I was like, I wonder if it's the same thing with waist beads. So talk about waist beads, because that's a totally different thing.
So let me just say, I had my first waist beads put on me last November. I knew about them, but hadn't felt moved until that time came. And I actually ended up in a hair salon with a group of women, like in a women's circle with a woman from Nigeria who makes waist beads, explain the history of them and what they meant for her culture. And it was just a beautiful thing. Like we were sharing, and it was just like kind of like an initiation into a sorority. Yeah. And then I picked my waist beads. I picked 7 because I wanted the 7 colors of the chakras. So I jumped right in, like I want 7 strands. And so she doesn't tie hers. She puts the little clasp on them.
That you can twist off?
Yeah, that you can twist on and off, which I don't really care for, but it's fine. It worked for me until I gained weight and some of them started kind of getting tight and I had to twist them off, okay? So I was wearing them and they were working for me. And, you know, with each one, like some were tighter than others, you know, purposefully, like, you know, they weren't all the same. So it was like, if one was getting tight, if the red one in particular, if it was getting tight, it was like a mindful thing of like, okay, you're going to have to step up your workouts or whatever. So that one was more like for that. And then other ones were for other purposes. But when I got Adrian, our other sister, in April, got me my DNA testing done. And when I found out, now that's a funny thing too, because I thought because she did hers, that meant, oh great, I don't have to do it because now I know what I am. She's like, no, Nikki, you have to do it because you're going to have different DNA, which is mind blowing. And and it was. I have more countries than Adrian does.
What?
Yes.
It's the same two parents.
Yeah, it's the same two parents. Completely different. I thought we were all the same. No, that's why her skin is darker than mine, but her hair is straighter than mine, like yours. And my hair is tighter.
Okay.
That's, you know, it's because we're completely different makeup. And so when I did that and found out what and who I really am, that did something different to me with the waist bead. So all parts of Europe, I'm north, south, east, and west. Adrian's not. I'm all parts of Europe, but then on the continent of Africa, being Nigerian, Sierra Leonean, as well as I want to say North Africa, somewhere else, like Northern Africa. That to me, and having the waist beads on, did something to, you know, on a spiritual level to me with, wow, I was wearing the waist beads before I knew who I was. This whole Nigeria thing, the woman from Nigeria, I don't know, for me, it took it to another level. That's where the spark came from, wanting to learn how to do them. But I didn't want to just jump out there and just go do a YouTube video and like learn. I was like, no, this is too important. I want to be able to provide this to other women of all colors, because black, white, green, and purple wear my waist beads. I wanted to respect the tradition. And so I waited until the right time, and it just all kind of came together with a woman who I know who makes jewelry, started wearing waist beads. Started offering waist beads. I bought a couple strands of her waist beads.
Okay.
And then one day I just happened to catch on Facebook that she was going to interview people for an internship. And she got a lot of applications. She took applications and she chose 3 of us and took us on an official journey of how to do waist beads properly. Like, like even respecting where you get, you know, where you get your beads and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like this proprietary kind of secret sistership thing.
Yeah.
And so it kind of makes me nervous even saying that out loud, that's how I did it, but that's how I want, you know, it just all came together. That's how I knew it was meant to be. And that's how I started making them. And so then I created certain designs based off of certain women I know in my life. Like I have 4 women that are like the goddesses in my life. So I have 4 waist beads for them. And then from them, there are others that have been created for other reasons. And then of course I custom make them. So when you were talking about working with crystals and feeling some kind of way, that's how it is for me, whether I'm working with crystals or even just the glass beads. Roger, my husband, and Corey, my youngest. The older one is Kyler, by the way, I have to say her name. But Corey and Roger, like coming in the room and seeing me, they're just like I'll be on the floor with like beads everywhere with a tray, and I'll have a needle, and I'm literally like picking up one. Corey actually said it makes her itch. She was just like, she was like, that's just making me itch right now to watch you like sit there and pick up. I can't talk to you, and she'll leave. Like she's like, I can't take it. It just drives her nuts because I'm just sitting there with a needle with tiny little beads, picking them up one by one, and it's like the most. I don't know, the most like it just like calms the spirit. Like especially when I'm like trying to channel the energy of that person. And I don't always do this, Tiffany, but when it hits me, I do. I will message that person or text that person and say, I'm getting ready to start working on your waist beads right now. Just sit in that space. Like, and all that means to me, and that doesn't mean they have to do anything other than just know, Nikki's working on my waist beads right now. because they can be busy, they could be doing whatever in their life, but I just want, hey, I'm getting ready to start. I want you to know I'm starting. So whatever the intention is that you've set for these waist beads that I want to make for you, all the things you've told me, you know, you're working on being strong, you're working on overcoming something, like whatever it is you've told me, if you've shared something with me, I'm starting now. So hold space for me and hold space for this creation of what I'm getting ready to do for you. And then I get started.
That's so cool.
That's how I do it. I love it.
It's therapeutic.
Really it is.
But I think it is because you're in your purpose, or a part of your purpose, because there's so many.
It's part of our healing.
Yeah.
It's part of helping other people to heal.
And we need that. We, not just us as sisters, right? Not just us as Black women, but people on the planet need healing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, when people share with you, like people you didn't even think, I mean, in the logical mind, we know everybody has struggles and everybody's constantly going through something. But when someone like shares with you, like what actually it is that they're trying to overcome or get through or find the answers to, and you're just like, you? Like, really? Like, whatever, like, you need help with something? Like, you're not like perfect? Sometimes it's like, wow, and I'm going to help. That person wants me to help them with whatever it is they're sharing with me. That is,
It's powerful.
it's very powerful. And I don't use the word, it's an honor lightly, but it really is, like, it just makes you just kind of, you know, like with what you do in here, you know? When humans come in, you know, I like to call them humans. When humans come in here and they come into this sacred space, you know they are coming because they need something, and you have to provide and give it to them. You know, that's an honor. Every single soul that comes in and comes to you for whatever it is they're coming for. That's a lot.
It is a lot, but I welcome it because I've been on the journey. I've said a couple of times on this show that, and in life, just in life, that I put myself in positions or situations that were so unnecessary, but I was literally just trying to figure out, who am I? Because I wasn't who the family thought I should be, and I also wasn't sure what I really want to do or who I was really supposed to be. And so whatever situation I found myself in, eventually there was a tool that I got from that added to the healing process.
Your toolbox of life. I love that analogy of, like, you know, I make reference to having that toolbox. If you don't have the tools in your toolbox, how are you going to screw something in? How are you gonna hammer something with my hand? Like, you have to have your tools in your proverbial toolbox to get you through things in life. And yes, that's what you were doing all along the journey, picking up the tools to get them in your toolbox, to have them to be where you are and build what it is you want.
Yeah. But also, I don't know if you know this, you were the only person that I could talk to during those really crazy times.
No.
That didn't judge me.
No. No, I don't.
And I didn't hold back. I would be like, Nikki, blah, blah, blah. And you'd be like, okay, well, Tiff, blah, whatever. And then I would usually hang up like, all right, okay, I don't actually have to.
And thank you for recognizing that. Or I'm glad I was saying whatever I needed to say for you to know you were not being judged at different points in time. Daughters being 23 and 28, you know, they'll call and be like, I did this, or I want you to hear this, but don't judge me. Mom, I want to tell you something, but no judging, don't judge me. And I'm like, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to try to give you anything back in a judgy, I'm not. Just go ahead and get it off your chest. You need somebody to talk to. I'm here to listen. Just say whatever it is, and then I'll give you some solutions or answers if you want them, or if you just want to say it, then just say it and move on.
Yep.
And I'm also someone, and I've always done this with my clients too. I think that's where I learned it. When people come and share something with me, I explain to them, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that away. And if the next time I see you, if you don't bring it back up, I'm not gonna pull that file out and say, hey, how's it going with that problem that you had last time? Like in some cases, I don't even remember it unless you bring it up. If you do bring it up, I immediately go through the files and I can pull it.
Yeah.
And I'll remember, but I don't. And I'm like that with my friends too. And they know that about me. And there's some deep stuff that go on like between women and their mates and their relationships and stuff. But when they bring something to me, I always make sure that they know I'm not going to keep checking in on you. Are you okay with that? How's it going? You bring it to me. We talk it through. We do whatever we have to do with it. And then I put the top on it. I slide it in a file cabinet. It's locked away like Pandora's box. And then I can hang out with you. We can go on vacation, everything. If you don't bring it back up to me because you want to revisit whatever it is, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. Because sometimes people just need to get it off their chest and they're actually hoping you don't even remember that they told you whatever it is. That's totally cool, right? Like they're like, oh, I can't believe I told Nikki that. No, don't even worry about it because I've already filed it away and I'm never going to bring it up again.
Yep. And that's true. You do that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm never. It's not that like I said, I may have forgotten or not. I'm not forgotten, but I'm just going to stick it away. And then if you want to bring it up, you can. But why do I want to keep doing that to you? And especially once you've overcome, think about how like when somebody's going through something in a relationship, you tell your family and then you decide to stay. And move on past it, and then they're mad at him every Thanksgiving from that time on because they remember 15 years ago when he locked you out the house or whatever the heck has happened, and you're like, I'm over it. I love him again, and we're fine, and he never did it again. And you have to pay the price for it, and he has to pay the price for it. That kind of stuff. I don't do that. It's like it's done.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're going to tie waist beads?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you made, what did you make for, is this for me?
Yeah, one of them is for you, made for you. The other one, remember I told you I have the goddesses in my life?
Oh, yes.
So this one there's Leah, Latoya, Madi, and Marcia. Okay. This one is Leah. And Leah is a teacher. So Leah is the woman, the goddess in my life. And this says Leah, the teacher. A good teacher is also a student. Leah is the person who got me deeper into crystals.
Okay.
And all of them are healers. All of them are. So I brought you Leah because you're a teacher and we were going to do this in your studio. So I was like, oh yeah, this one. And then this one, I just sat and channeled for you. And then funny, there's purple and just a little bit of teal in there.
Yeah.
And silver in there. And then the red represents strength in there. That's why I wanted to add that in.
Oh, so, I love that.
Yeah. And they can come in different sizes. Like you see how there's different size beads on there. And let's see. And this one.
So I do have a question about these. Okay, so this is glass beads.
Yeah, glass beads.
Okay.
Yes.
Rather than like gemstones.
Like gemstones. Yes. Yes.
Love it.
So those are glass beads.
I love these. Both of these. I'm gonna put close-up pictures of both of them on.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, you want to do it? Do you want to do it on camera?
No.
I was wondering if you wanted to do it on camera.
So we're gonna go tie waist beads, and then I'll put a picture up so everybody can see it. But in the meantime, if you're needing anything from aesthetics, right? If you feel like you have hyperpigmentation, or if you don't really know and you don't think anything is wrong, whatever the case may be, you can contact my sister, Nichole Hines, and she will do, what is it called when you do like a whole consultation and you ask questions about things?
Yeah, it's an online consultation.
Okay.
That I'll do. And I want to say one more thing about the waist beads too when you're done.
Okay. And so she'll make that, or you can see her product on
bellabar365.com. You can book a skincare consultation there too.
Yes.
So what I wanted to say about the waist beads that we didn't talk about, I call mine Tied and True.
Okay.
And that's because with the ones I said that clasp on and off, you know how like when you're going through something or you have a goal and how you'll be like, oh, I'll get back to it, or you're going to procrastinate on it, or I don't have time right now. To me, taking waist beads on it, and this is just my personal thing, taking waist beads on and off when you have put them on your body for an intention to wear them until you get to a certain goal, and then you plan to take them off, or you're putting them on because you say you want to put them on, and now you're going to do this thing. If you're able to take them on and off, or have that mindset that you can take them on and off, you are breaking that energy, that momentum of whatever the reason is for why you had me make them or create them, or you decided you want to wear them. When you're wearing tied and true, when you tie them on, the only way you're going to be able to get them off is to cut them off. So it's going to be a very intentional, mindful thing of why I am now taking these off, instead of just, I'm going to take them off for a little while and then I'm going to put them back on for that journey I said I was on.
Okay.
You know, because you know how we'll do. You know how we do. So if you've got them on you and you can't take them off other than to cut them, you're going to always have that intention with you, that reminder of why you decided you wanted to wear them in the first place.
I love that.
Yeah.
So when you take them off, you're done with that, or you've accomplished whatever the thing is, whatever that means, when you decide I'm done with this particular one.
Yes, if that even happens, because I've seen women put them on, say to have strength through something, say maybe a divorce, and then once that is done, she doesn't necessarily cut them off. She chooses to keep them on as a reminder of how strong she is and that she is overcome. So they don't actually end up getting cut off. She keeps them, but they're repurposed for a new reminder of something. So it just depends.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Nikki.
Love you.
I love you. Okay, guys, I'll drop all the links, and make sure you follow her at Bellabar 365.
Oh yeah, Bellabar 365. Yeah, not
on
the
Instagram,
website.
right?
Yeah, everything's Bellabar 365. So to make it Instagram, Facebook, the website.com, it's all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Till next time. See, I told you. I didn't know what to call it because I didn't even know what we were going to talk about. None of our episodes are ever planned. I love to talk to our guests in an organic manner and let whatever flows flow out. That's the thing about our healing journeys. They can be windy and twisty and take many different ways or pathways, right? But the end result ends up being the same. There is a sense of self-confidence. There is a sense of self-love. There is a sense of awareness, body awareness, physical awareness, mental awareness, spiritual awareness. There's clarity that comes at some point and in some form when you're on your healing journey. And I wonder, if in this lifetime we'll ever all fully arrive. Maybe not. But if we're all ascending, then perhaps we can just start to have better experiences, lighter experiences, a little bit more forgiveness. I almost feel like I say this every single time, but I really truly believe that if we could lead with a little more love and find the things that truly drive us as individuals, we can play our part, so to speak, for the collective a lot more securely. If there was a little less focus on what is happening around us and to us, and take control of the reins and literally co-create our reality. Wouldn't that just be heaven on earth? The new earth, maybe. I think that with my sister, and we talked a little bit about my nieces and my other sister. We didn't even mention our little bitty one, who is like all three of us put together with a big fiery personality. But with her, with Nichole, her light literally shines out of her eyes and her heart shines out of her chest. She does so much for so many people. And I know for a fact that her clients continue to go back to her because she actually cares. And like she was saying, she may be doing a little bit of Reiki while she's working on someone. But all in all, she just takes in the information that they give and then files it away. It's not filtered through judgment. It's not filtered through, all of those other things that people just kind of bring back out to you every time you're down. It's more or less just like, okay, this is what you're working through right now. Let's get you focused on yourself for a moment, on your skincare, on your waist beads, on some healthy alternatives for even cleansing your room with some sage spritz. Okay, S's will get me all the time, but sage spritz and also sage smudge. All right, try to say that 4 times fast. I won't, thank you though. So if you kind of get an idea about Bella Bar Holistics and her aesthetics, you would know exactly why I use them and exactly why I trust her to give me advice on what's the best way to care for my hair. What do I do about this? What do I do about that? Stress can have you losing your hair, and it doesn't even have to be. And like she was talking about with the face and blackheads and dark spots and things like that, we don't have to cake on piles and piles of makeup to cover it up. We don't need that mask, okay? You can be exactly who you are. And again, let the work that you're doing on the inside with all the Reiki and the yoga and the things that we've talked about, maybe even you're channeling a little bit, whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you, cap, juicing, all the things, whatever that is, now you can present yourself to the world the way that you feel. You can see what you feel, and so can others. And let's focus on being the best version of ourselves first, and therefore allowing others to show up and be the best version of themselves. And then knowing when to maybe just love them from a distance. But love is still the point. And with that, I will see you next time. Or hear you next time. Or you'll hear me? Okay, whatever. Until the next episode. Bye. Thanks for joining us this week on Love Healing, the podcast. Brought to you by True Align, Holistic Life, and me, Tiffany B. Please visit our website at www.truealignlife.com and follow us on Instagram at True Align Life. Shout out and thank you to our sponsor, the Fitness Collective in ATL, which you can also follow on Instagram at fitnesscollective_ATL. As always, we would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new content. Feel free to let us know what is helping you through these tough times. What's your healing journey? What do you want to learn about? How are you showing love to yourself and to others? You can send us an anonymous note if you'd like, and we can even share it on the show. You never know who might need to hear your story. But for now, we'll look forward to connecting again on the next episode. And until then, let's continue our vibration elevation. Bye.